Hey Deckers, Counter-Strike 2 got a surprise launch, and it's off to a very ropey start on the Steam Deck. Not only did it fail to launch for most of the night for me, until we finally got a patch this morning, but also it doesn't default to the right controller layout, and the only controller layout it has is a keyboard and mouse mapping. This is not designed for the Steam Deck in the slightest. The HUD is absolutely terrible, and for some reason I cannot get any audio on my Steam Deck. I can only get audio by going through every single one of the HDMI settings, and for some reason it was HDMI 2 when I was plugged into my dock. So let me know if you have the audio issue. I am on SteamOS 3.5 in the preview channel, but it really was problematic and I cannot get audio to work locally at all. Settings wise, this defaults to high, which is again pretty problematic, and it also defaulted to 720p on the deck. And the hit registration was off until I changed that to 800p, so be warned of that with the 16:10 resolution. But this game is still very much a sweaty shooter, so if you are doing this on controller without gyro support, or even with keyboard and mouse, as long as your screen doesn't have a little bit of lag like my capture card did, then you're going to do okay. But on high settings, it really struggles to hold even 40 frames per second solidly, and you'll be bouncing between 40 and 60 a lot of the time. Unfortunately, the default medium preset enables the Fidelity FX Super Resolution to quality mode, which seems like it should be okay. However, you get some horrendous ghosting and some really bad textures that keep popping in, which really ruin it for you. And again, you still get some dips under the 60 frames per second, although it's fairly solid, but these weird black artifacts really ruin the game for me. So what I did find is that if you are going to run at medium, then you want to change the Fidelity FX Super Resolution to disabled. And I did also change the texture filtering back up to anisotropic 4 times. And this was actually working very well for me. Now, one of the things that I did note is that with the medium settings, even with this, although it was fairly solid at 60, it still did dip down into the 50s fairly regularly. Although it did really depend on where I am in the map. As you can see here, on that spawn location, I'm already down into the 40s, even with those same settings. Now, some of the other maps do hold 60 pretty solid, but if you are going to want to max out that frames per second, then you are going to be wanting to run this on a mixture of medium and low, or probably just go with the low preset with no Fidelity FX Super Resolution to get the most out of the Twitch shooter. Hopefully this improves over time, as this is the main update. And obviously CSGO originally was around for many years with tons of optimization, so hopefully this will get better, but it's still going to be very difficult to play on the Steam Deck. Let us know if you're going to be diving into CS2 or giving it a miss. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.
Вау, пули начали лететь туда, куда я стреляю.